This is Kenny Clark, and this is Lombardi's Bar.
This is one of my favorite podcasts to do.
I'm just, blessed and thankful to be a part of this podcast. It's a great podcast. It's a great interview.
Maybe I know that you guys obviously being the best Packers podcast that's out there.
I had Malort this weekend, so I'm not tasting anything.
Oh, good.
He did.
God.
He did. That was fantastic.
Because it said, "Did you ever try Malort?" And I said no. And then it said, "Do you want to take a shot of Malort?" I said no, but I did.
Wait, who said
It's called peer pressure.
Yeah. I tried to get in a high honors English class once. They called my parents and were like, "Hey, just tell him he can't do it."
It shows.
It really shows. I hate you guys so much.
I'm going to throw these two guys into the screen so that if I die, they can carry on the legacy of crap that is this show.
Welcome in, everyone, to another edition of Lombardi's Bar. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful Wednesday. Justin in the chat, welcome in. True North, I will not apologize for a 4-1-1 record by any means. Not being a Debbie Downer at all. Jay, hello, you beautiful degenerate yourself. Emma, yes, we're all doing the ayahuasca ahead of the, I don't know, one of the biggest games in Matt LaFleur's career. We're going to talk to these two guys here, Jimmy and Todd, and see where this game on Sunday against the Steelers and Mr. Aaron Charles Rodgers matches up. Is Todd's screen black for everybody, or is it just me?
It's black for me.
There he is. There's our buddy.
He's back.
Where does this rank in terms of biggest games? Let's say non-playoff games. Take the playoffs out of this. So regular season games. Where does this rank in terms of the Matt LaFleur, Jordan Love era here? Todd? Is this top 5? Can anyone
it's top
hear
5.
me?
It's top 5.
Okay.
Sorry, he's frozen, I think.
I don't think he's frozen. I don't.
No, it is. No, my internet, for whatever reason, just decided that it's going to have to freak out right now.
Okay.
So, yeah.
I thought he was just
mugging you for trolling me.
Yeah. You never know with Todd. That's the thing. I don't know if it was a bit where I was like, I'm just going to sit really still for a second. Or...
Right. You can never tell. You can never tell. I don't know, Todd. What do you think?
It now.
Yeah, no, he's doing it for real.
It's just another game. It does not move my needle at all.
Jimmy?
But what about for like LaFleur? I know it doesn't move your needle, but like on the team wise, like it has to be in a little bit more to like LaFleur and everybody else.
I mean, this is
No, all right. I think it does.
I don't know. Maybe like Rodgers said, like absence makes the heart grow fonder. Like I don't know that these guys really like. Yeah, I'm sure LaFleur would love to beat Aaron Rodgers. Do you know what I'm sure LaFleur would love to do more than that? Be 5-1-1 after this week, regardless of who they're playing. I don't think it really matters.
I do think in a sense that because it has been now it's year 3 of no more Rodgers. Like I think whatever it would have been has diminished. Like if this happened a year after he left, way bigger storyline. I think now it's turned to where like for fans, it's a bigger deal than it is for the players in the building. But still LaFleur wants to get like whether obviously their most important thing is to go to 5-1-1. But there is an added sense of like Jordan Love beating his mentor, Matt LaFleur beating the quarterback that he, even though they had a good relationship, he still had to change his offense for and all of that. There is still a little bit of like, oh yeah, we want to kick this guy's ass, but I don't think it's as big of a deal as it would have been a couple years ago. But in the sense of like outside noise, it's top 5.
They've shown that they got rid of him at the right time.
Mm-hmm.
He's shown that he still has some ball left in him. Had they not made the playoffs the last 2 years, I think it would mean a little bit more. But like the Packers have shown, like we made the right call. We made the decision. We moved on. It is what it is. If anything, I think it's more of like you always like to beat your buddies. Like that's always nice. Shout out to Zach if he's randomly watching, the Bears fan that occasionally tunes in, that I continue to beat the shit out of in golf every time we play. Like I don't care who I'm playing golf against unless it's Zach, because I will beat him every time.
What's your score?
I don't know. I just know that it pisses him off because I have more. We usually just run like a best ball, and I usually end up my team beats his.
You could have told me
and he always gets mad because I play better than him.
You could have told me like the best score in golf history. I would have believed you because I know nothing about golf.
I'm a scratch golfer. Last time I was out, I was 20 under. No big deal.
Yeah, I know what that means. That's awesome, man.
I mean, you guys, these people are borderline sociopaths.
Have you watched any interviews with the players? There's not a person in that locker room that doesn't like Aaron Rodgers.
I understand. Like there's a difference between liking somebody and then building up some sort of like something to go out and beat them.
I guess then though, the question to that though is the same thing could have been said when we faced Kenny Clark of like, we got to beat the Cowboys because Kenny Clark's there. He was on the team.
This is different though. A quarterback in the NFL is different than a defensive line.
You want it to be different. You still haven't gotten over Aaron Rodgers' comments. Aaron Rodgers being on McAfee. You're never getting that fucking time back, Dan. Move on from it. It means more to you to beat Aaron Rodgers than it does anyone else.
No,
in that locker room.
Hold on a second.
Keyshawn Nixon said like he was miserable in Green Bay, except it was Aaron Rodgers that kept coming to him saying, "Be ready, you're good, give me a hug." Jordan Love still talks to him. You're telling me it's no more than wanting to go out and beat your buddy. There's no animosity towards him. That's what these guys want to do.
Guys, I'm not saying that they all hate him. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that
you hate him, and it's important that they do to get the win.
I mean,
for you.
For me, yeah, personally. But what I'm saying as a player, Aaron Rodgers had hatred in his heart, or like had a desire to go out and beat the shit out of the Jets, a team that he basically ran in a Vichy style government for 2 fucking years while he was hurt for half of the time, where he got everything he wanted, and he wanted to beat them to prove it to them. Yes, everyone can say all the right things and they can feel, certain things, but you can't tell me that neither of these two people desperately want to beat the other one more than it would be if they were playing Jacoby Brissett or Joe Flacco. There is something extra here, whether they want to say it publicly or not.
I don't think you're wrong. And I feel like that's what I said at the start. Like it is different than any other game because it is an ex-quarterback of your team, future Hall of Famer that's coming in. But I just don't think – I also think there's a difference right now of how he felt towards the Jets. He will have a chip on his shoulder with the Packers. Rodgers will create a chip on his shoulder even if there shouldn't be one there. Like he will have one towards the Packers. No, I agree with you. Yeah, I said that at the start. I even said it's a top 5 game for LaFleur outside of playoffs. It is. Just because of the outside noise and because even to Todd's point, even if it's buddy-wise, you want to beat your buddy. Like I don't think it's to what we all said. There's no animosity to this point. Rodgers saying to the Jets is because that was fresh after last season of he flew all the way to New York just for Aaron Glenn to meet with him for 30 minutes and be like, hey, we're moving on from you. And like, so there was a little more like, what the fuck towards the Jets. Now with the Packers being removed 3 years, like it's diminished a lot. It's still a big game. I just think outside fan perspective is way bigger than it is even from Rodgers or the Packers. I think we're making a bigger deal than it actually is.
Agreed.
I think you guys,
Historic day.
I think you guys are crazy. Like these people sacrifice basically almost all of their, like half of their childhood to build up to getting to the NFL, get to the NFL and sacrifice their health, their well-being, and all like their entire life to go play football. And you're saying that in this one instance here, we're just a couple old buddies throwing the pigskin around, and it's not a big deal.
I feel like that's not what we said at all. We all agreed they want to beat the other person. I just don't think it's like, to them, I feel like fans are painted as like, oh, a big rivalry. To them, it's more of just another week than it is to us. That's
Like
all
I
I'm saying.
said, it's more going out there and wanting to beat your buddy than it is going out there and having animosity towards the other guy and wanting to beat him. Again, because Matt LaFleur can say, we made the right choice. We moved on from him and we're still successful. Just like Aaron can say, I made the right choice. I moved on. I still have ball left in me. I didn't need to retire when I did.
Okay, but is this game compared to a regular average NFL game? You're saying it means the same amount of beating the Steelers and Aaron Rodgers. The only time that the Packers organization will have a chance to beat Aaron Rodgers, probably, you're saying it means exactly as much as going out and playing Jacoby Brissett against the fucking Cardinals.
Because I can't tell you how many times or what Brett Favre's record was against the Packers after he left. It means dick. It means nothing in the grand scheme of things. What's important is that the team goes out and plays well against another NFL team, a good NFL team, and gets the win.
So it means nothing, or it's the same as it's this. You could insert
more.
That's what I'm saying. It means
I
more.
feel like
it
I've
means
said that
more
already.
than just playing anybody else.
I know I'm dumb. I'm not this dumb. I feel like I've said 4 times already. It is a more important game than a regular season game.
I'm not saying it has to be, you know, a fucking rivalry knockout type game, but it means more. This means more.
What was
than
Brett Favre's
game.
record against the Packers?
2-2.
2-2.
You guys are fucking nerds.
Okay, here, let me ask you this. Is this Rodgers, like, compared to week 1 going against the Lions, a division rival that's kicked our ass the last couple of years, now compared to playing Aaron Rodgers, what was the more important game?
Lions.
So, like, even in this sense, this season, it's not even the most important game of this season.
No.
So, like, that already there just kind of diminishes of, like, it's not to where the outside noise is making it. It's not to that level.
I think
that's just it. You're saying it's a top 5 regular season game for Matt.
But there's there's a difference.
It's not even number 1 this year, and we're only halfway through.
There's a difference between the game being important to the rest of your season and the game being important to your legacy. Legacy matters whether you want it to matter, whether you think it matters or not to you. It matters in the grand scheme of things to legacy and how the community and the NFL community view you. That's just how it works.
I don't think you're wrong. I just think, like, even to the point we were just saying right there, though, like, I think beating the Lions, a team that beat us multiple times the last 3 years in Lambeau, was a more important game for Matt LaFleur's legacy right now than his game against Aaron Rodgers. Like,
I don't necessarily know if it means the same amount in legacy. I mean, it was a statement win for the team this year and how they were going to come out and play and what it means for them setting themselves up for success the rest of this season. But I think this game means a little bit more overall legacy wise. This will be a game that, if things go a certain way, I think you point back to in the Matt LaFleur era.
I feel like the truth's somewhere in the middle. I don't think we might be diminishing it. I think you're over.
We agree. So we agree that Detroit was a more important game, right?
In
2 weeks, we've got Philly. We've got Philly coming to town. Is that a more important game? Even for Matt's legacy, to finally beat the Super Bowl champion, a contender, to bring them into Lambeau in prime time and beat them is more important than whatever they do against Aaron Rodgers this weekend.
No, I disagree.
That's absolute bullshit.
I think the Eagles game means more to what is going on this season. I think overall legacy wise, this game will mean more.
if they win that game and they continue to do well this season and make the playoffs, if you let me finish here, because you know what other game means more than this one? 4 weeks, we've got the Vikings, then we've got the Lions, then the Bears.
Right. Oh, so
then the Bears, and those are all more important games. If those games are W's, this game doesn't mean anything.
So the games that mean something to this season.
You guys are arguing two different things.
So you think that at the end of Matt LaFleur's career, he's gonna sit down at home and he's gonna hang his hat up. He doesn't wear a hat; his hair is too good for that. But he's gonna sit down and he's gonna go, God, I'm so glad that we beat Aaron Rodgers that one time.
Hey, yeah, I think he'll probably think about that game more than he'll think about, man, I can't believe we beat the fucking Bears with Caleb Williams in week 7 on a random Sunday at 1:00.
I actually think he'd think about the Bears game more. I do.
A random Bears game at 1:00 on a Sunday.
The first Ben Johnson one after he just talked shit before the season, I think he'd be very pissed at himself if he lost it.
Aaron Rodgers, a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback. That's one of the top 3 players in franchise
care as
history.
much as I don't think they personally care to that extent that you're doing it.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that I'm not saying we're ranking it where they will care about it in the history of their lives. It's the legacy of where the community and how it's viewed as a whole.
As a member of that community, I do not give a shit.
Okay, I think you're in the minority. Division games are more important.
Well, and that would explain you're against me. I'm in the minority. You hate minorities. That makes sense.
Todd, would you like to buy a round?
Would love to. Excellent segue. I'm going to take the obvious one here, guys. Micah Parsons. Great to finally have him back out there performing like that. Having all 3 of his sacks came in huge situations, kept points off the board. If the secondary is going to continue to struggle to take the ball away, that's how our defense is going to have to keep points off the board. I trust Micah Parsons to keep doing that. That was great.
That was such a and we felt why we traded him before this, but this was his big, like, this is why I'm here game of like crunch time, final drive, have to get some momentum on the defense, that big stop. I think, what was it, on 2nd down? So it forced a 3rd and long. Like, that is the reason why we traded for him. Because when it gets to closer to the playoffs, in the playoffs, you need someone right there that can completely wreck a game or wreck an important drive like that. Michael Parsons has been really good all season, as much as people want to point out like only 2.5 sacks before this game. The dude's getting so many pressures every game. He made Lucas Van Ness better before he got injured. Rashawn Gary making his life a little bit easier, who had that big strip sack. So yeah, Michael Parsons is, every week it just shows why we traded for that monster of a man.
Yeah, I don't know if there's much more to say about it. I think he's consistently getting the quarterback pressures even when he's not getting there. There's people that will point and say like, oh, well, half of his sacks came against Jacoby Brissett and the Arizona Cardinals. Like, it doesn't matter. The sacks matter. Like Todd said, they came in some of the most crucial, pivotal moments of the game. And yeah, we'll talk about the secondary a little bit later for sure. But if they're not going to make any sort of changes to how the secondary is playing, then yeah, it's going to have to be all up to the defensive line and linebackers to actually do something productive on defense. So, Jimmy, who would you like to buy a round for?
Yeah, I want to start with, I'm not trying to start this debate again. I need Dan. I'm not taking a shot at you. I'm keeping it strictly football with this. I am going to buy a round for Aaron Rodgers in the sense of the things Todd already pointed out, part of it. The articles that have come out in the past and now, like Keyshawn Nixon saying how he hated being here, and then Aaron Rodgers changed that. Jordan Love, him, LaFleur, all crediting a lot of the success that he has had, and to the point where he's gotten from Rodgers, the quiet fines Rodgers and Hackett would give him when he wouldn't speak up during meetings and like encouraging him to be like, no, if you see something, say it. Make sure you're vocalizing yourself during these meetings. Just a lot of, regardless of what annoying.
You gotta
stuff
love to beat a shitty guy like that. Just an absolute asshole. You gotta love to go out and just beat the shit out of him.
Just regardless of the stuff otherwise, like the way he handled Love, the way he made teammates feel in Green Bay.
Awful.
I still like Aaron Rodgers. Gonna buy him around. I hope we kick your ass on Sunday and you have an absolutely terrible game. Don't care about that at all. But appreciation because our quarterback right now, where he is, partly a big part Aaron Rodgers had to play in that. And then also our CB1 right now probably wanted to leave the team until Aaron Rodgers changed that. So there is some appreciation there at that point. Also, I hope you suck on Sunday. Now, Dan, couples therapy, say something nice about Aaron Rodgers.
He's playing decent football this year.
Dude, you're such a bitter old woman.
It's not something that could have been said over the last 2 years.
He played good last year.
I mean, here's the thing.
That doesn't fit your narrative.
I watched.
He played good last year.
He not as good as he's playing this year.
Both can be true.
Listen, I watch Aaron Rodgers play. Like specifically, I watched that Thursday night game last week, Steelers Bengals, and
you are so obsessed with him.
Dan's only highlight was his offensive lineman tackling him. That's the only thing he remembers.
It reminded me about why I started to become disillusioned with watching Aaron Rodgers play football for my team, because it was every fucking time something went wrong or a play didn't happen right or somebody did something wrong. He's sitting over, they cut to him and he's like, just like has this pissy old look on his face. And
Dan hates
I do not miss that.
I hate to break it to you though, like literally all the quarterbacks do that after a wide receiver does.
Are you kidding me? Do you watch Jordan Love?
Okay, listen.
That man is a blank slate.
Okay, Jordan Love,
there's nothing
serial
there.
Killer. But when you look at like the Mannings, the Tom Brady's, even the Drew Brees and Rodgers, they all
not
screamed.
Like Aaron. Aaron is different, and you guys.
Tom Brady was the worst. Are you kidding me?
They all screamed and got in.
Are you telling me I like
players.
Tom Brady? I don't. I think
you hate
Aaron,
people who hold others accountable. I get it.
You do
I
have
think there's
to
ways to hold people accountable without being a pissy little bitch.
You do have to realize you have like an irrational bias on this.
You just called them all sociopaths.
Yeah, they are almost all sociopaths. They're borderline sociopaths. You don't
think that
to put yourself into a plastic suit and ram your head against somebody 30 times in a 3-hour span. You have to be.
That's a fair argument.
But you're also supposed to just keep your emotions in check the whole time and not say, "Hey, we've been talking about this since July, and you still can't figure out when the corner is shaded that way, you go that way." You figure out an option route, dude.
Guys,
You're supposed to come over to the bench and go, "Hey, listen, buddy."
Yeah. Okay. No, I get it. You guys need to take it to the wildest.
We have to go
take it
over
to the extreme to make
I'm not
it look
taking
absurd.
it. I'm not taking to the
What's
extreme.
Tom doing?
But you said you guys. All I'm saying is you have to realize you have a different bias because you dislike Rodgers.
I just don't like his body language. I think.
I know, but you also Aaron Rodgers as a whole. Poorly. You dislike him more than a lot of people, so your opinions on him are going to be less than a lot of people.
And
it's not a knock. It's just
I think you guys like him more than other people do.
I don't think I feel like we just kind of separate his craziness from just him as a player.
Separate the art from the artist, Dan.
Yeah, we still listen to R. Kelly.
This isn't about any
disavow.
The views and opinions of Jimmy Christensen are not those of Lombardi's Bar.
He's playing Ignition every weekend.
We can scrape my Spotify history. R. Kelly's not in there.
I would like to bring it back to current Green Bay Packers, and another future Packer great, and that's Lucas Havarisk.
We can't even say his name.
I can't
I'm
say
happy
his
he's
name.
on the team though.
Until he plays for the Bengals in
Haversick.
3 years, and then we got to beat the shit out of him.
Havarisk.
Worthless.
Lucas Havarisk is living the career and life I've always said that I wanted. I've always said that, like, if I was ever like an NFL player or in a movie or something, I don't want to have like a leading role. I want to just have like 2 lines, like for 10 seconds, and then be done. And that's my whole contribution to anything. And he is living my dream, because there is a better than not chance that this is one of the last games he kicks for professionally in the NFL. And he will more than likely hold the record for longest field goal for one of the most historic, not just NFL franchises, sports franchises in North America for a very long time.
Thanks, Aaron Rodgers.
After 60, plus 60 yards. Just a fun story, and I really like it. That's it.
No, I'm with you. It going from potential substitute teacher to kicking a franchise record field goal. It is an insane story. He'll be on the Giants in like 2 weeks, but I'm enjoying the ride we have with him right now. Do you think, I guess I should do you think there is any sense of a kicker competition at this point? Or is it just like, hey, you've done well, we're still going to roll with McManus once he's healthy?
I don't think there's one in Lambeau, but I would much rather have this guy who's not a convicted creepo.
Alleged.
Yeah, I was going to say, was he convicted?
Well, I mean, there was never a criminal charge, I don't think, but you fucking weirdo.
I don't believe charges were brought.
Right.
I really don't know.
So he's alleged, not
Accused.
Convicted. Big
But
difference.
if he misses his next field
still
goal,
feels
he's
pretty
convicted.
scummy though. Not gonna defend that guy.
Yeah, coming from the R. Kelly.
That was Todd. Dude. I don't support R. Kelly.
Yeah, True North. R. Kelly now kicking for your Green Bay Packers.
I can get on board with that.
All right,
Better
let's
than watching Anders Carlson again.
Fuck yeah. Let's jump to pay the tab. Speaking of Anders Carlson, I'll start this one off. I said it, kind of alluded to it in the buy around, but Nate Hobbs, buddy, that was rough to watch. I don't know what else to say about Nate Hobbs. Like, it's been a disappointment, and it's bad, and it's compounded with the fact that he was one of the 2 big free agent signings this year. And what have you contributed? You are statistically one of the worst cornerbacks. And I do think part of it is not really his fault. They're putting him to play outside cornerback when he's more of a slot cornerback. I don't understand why they refuse to give Carrington Valentine. Yeah, he had 3 snaps at cornerback. I think they all came when they went into their dime package. I don't know what we need to see from this to make a change.
Herman tweeted out something that actually, when it comes to this, of like, Goody's had an opposite season of himself right now, to where he usually hits on like free agency and like mid to late round picks. And then this year it's been hit on first round, big free agent trade or big trade. And then his free agent and mid round picks have been not great. Even from Aaron Banks, a lot of it's been injury ridden, but like Nate Hobbs is nowhere to what you'd expect. And it's bad when like they ask Matt LaFleur, and his response is like, oh, he's a competitor. This is a good thing for him because he'll bounce back right now. It's like, he can't even find some way to spin that it wasn't as bad as everyone thought it was. Like, he's just like, yeah, no, it fucking sucked. I think he's going to bounce back though. I'm with literally every other Packer fan. Just put Carrington Valentine there and maybe Hobbs in the slot if you need to, but it's not great.
You know who's to blame for this, right?
I feel like you're going to say me somehow.
Well, a little bit, but Rich Bisaccia.
There we go.
Surprise, surprise, surprise. Another Rich Bisaccia guy comes in and completely underperforms. And unfortunately, this time it's a guy that they are relying on defense, not just special teams. So that's great. Also, maybe, and just let me just test a theory, see if it's got legs. Do you think that they killed Nate Hobbs in training camp because he was being too aggressive? And then when they cloned him, they took out too much aggression from his DNA. And now this is what we're left with.
It makes sense. I don't see how that could not be true.
Okay. Yeah, that probably means I'm wrong if Jimmy's in on a
yeah, you're fucked.
If Jimmy's in on a theory, it's out of here.
I think that's the whole plot of the movie Future Sport, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't even know that's a
Anyway,
movie.
Yeah. It's a terrible movie. I literally thought.
Go ahead.
I thought Todd was going to do a bit. I thought he was setting up a bit where he was like, you know who's to blame for this? Aaron Rodgers or something like that. So I was sitting here like zoning out because I'm like, okay, like let's let Todd do his bit. And then he brought up a good point. I was like, oh shit, now I gotta.
Those are the only kind I have, Dan.
What were you gonna say, Jimmy?
I was just gonna say, True North put in there as a joke, but like, to what point is it like Nate Hobbs or let's just see what we have with Bo Melton? Fuck it, just put him out there. It cannot be worse than Nate Hobbs.
The fact
obviously, Karen Valentine's
Bo Melton's getting end around snaps before he's getting snaps on defense over Nate Hobbs.
Listen, dude. I will take mainly because I really want to bet the $5 Bakhtiari's yes a PBU. I want him in on defense.
Either Bo Melton is that bad at cornerback, or they just like are trying to justify paying Nate Hobbs his money.
Let him play out of the slump. You can't figure it out on the sidelines, Nate. Get in there.
I feel like at this point with the competition we've been playing, it's just like he'll figure it out. He'll figure it out, but he is not. He is not figuring it out.
No. Todd, who needs to pay the tab?
Myself for this one.
Accountability.
Yeah, I'm all about accountability. I don't know if you guys have picked up throughout our conversation tonight. I haven't had a whole lot of game analysis outside of Micah Parsons having some big sacks, including the 61-yard field goal. I slept through most of the game. I had a bunch of shit going on over the weekend. I made it home.
Makes sense.
I made it home in time to I stopped and grabbed Culver's on my way. I ate. I got the game on. I laid down on the couch. A couple minutes into the game, and I was out. And I woke up, and it was the third quarter. And I was like, "Oh, football!" And I think I fell back asleep for a while after that too.
Dear God.
So
I would have kept that to myself.
Hand up. That's on me. That's my bad.
All right. I don't know how to answer that. Good for you.
Also, it's real hard to come up with somebody to pay the tab for a game when all you saw was the fourth quarter, and the fourth quarter was pretty good.
The fourth quarter was the best part of the game.
Everybody looked great to me. Are you kidding?
Wow, this team is kicking ass right now.
Holy shit. Look at this.
Jimmy, who needs to pay the tab?
Yeah, I'm going with, I feel like someone who's kind of falling into the Rich Bisaccia range of like, what do you do here? And that's Luke Musgrave. Like you spent a second round pick on him. He doesn't block very well. Doesn't really get involved in the pass game. I don't know what your role is on this team at this point. It's just a disappointment of coming onto the team, was supposed to be the guy right away, big passing threat, Tucker Kraft would kind of take a little bit of time. Obviously, he got hurt a couple times, and that took away from that. But even when healthy, dude can't stay on his feet when he catches the ball. He is a large version of Tyler Lockett of just expect where he catches the ball, he's going to fall down. And like Tucker Kraft has just excelled in the blocking game, receiving game. He does QB sneaks, like he does everything. And it's just kind of leaving Musgrave and like, what role are you going to carve out for yourself to make yourself an impactful player on the team? And for someone coming into the season that I had not high hopes for, but just excited about, of like, we really haven't seen this version of Tucker Kraft with potential of Luke Musgrave's passing threat in this offense because he has been hurt so much. And it's just been, it's been disappointing through the first 5 or 6 games of the season. And I just don't, maybe he'll carve a way out and make some plays, but it's nowhere near what we spent draft capital on and what I think everyone kind of expected him to do.
Yeah, at one point, I think Kraft made a catch and got tackled, and I was excited because Musgrave was there to like help him up and like pumped up about it. And I was like, okay, at least he's bringing vibes to the team, right? Like you got to love that. And then they started like shifted the camera. The guy walked away. It was John Fitzpatrick.
Dude, I was watching the game. Number 80. You remember we were sitting next to Sim's mom in the preseason game? We were watching. I was like, "Oh,
you handle that super chill." You were
I know, dude,
conversation and stuff. Yeah.
Not panicky at all. I was like, "Oh," I sat next to his mom, and then like a couple minutes passed. I was like, "Oh fuck, that's Luke Musgrave." Like that's how far he's dropped in my mind that I'm mistaking him for 4th string tight ends. Of like, oh, he's not a part of this offense at all.
Yeah, I mean it is. It was a weird thing. Like Comeover said, like it's always just it's like the career paths just went like this and diverged. Like it was Luke Musgrave he nearly set the tight end receiving record in his rookie year. If he didn't spatchcock his spleen like with 5 weeks left in the season or whatever he did. And then, yeah, Tucker Kraft just out of nowhere, like it seemed Tucker Kraft was going to be like this project type tight end. And now Tucker Kraft, best tight end for the Packers since Bubba Franks. Probably. Yeah.
That's all around. Yeah.
On pace to set franchise records in 11 games. 352 yards and a touchdown. Destroying it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're right. I mean, he had that hype where we were like, hell yeah, we finally have a tight end. Well, and then he got hurt, and then like Tucker Kraft slid in and played great. But
was it the rookie tight end record or so? He was like 100 yards away or something from setting the record. Sanjay, whoa, what up, dude? I'm trying to remember what it was. Like I think it was. It must have
probably a rookie tight end receiver, which is
or something. Which
sounds pretty hard to beat.
I think Kraft had like he had a streak of so many receptions or yards in a game his rookie year. Even just taking over that half a season when he was the number 1 guy, just skyrocketed from then.
Let me ask you this, guys. Luke Musgrave for Rasul Douglas, straight up trade with the Dolphins. Musgrave gets a new start in Miami. Rasul Douglas comes and kicks Nate Hobbs down to CB2. Who says no?
I would want to pick in return too. Even if it's like a 5th or 6th, I'd want to pick.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Just age wise. But I would do that.
Throw in some Culvers. Do something.
Fuck yeah.
I'm in. I mean, I just don't see a place for him to think. Yeah, Sanjay brings up this. I saw that the Achane rumors running around. Like, what the fuck is that all about?
I mean, I could see it, but I feel like that just maybe Lloyd's injury is more severe than any of us thought. or maybe they just don't. I don't know. That's the weirdest part to me. Is like if you think Lloyd is going to come back relatively soon, but also Achane, you know what you have in him compared to a Lloyd. Where right now everything we say about him is pure speculation.
We hope his ceiling is Achane.
Exactly. So like if you can get Achane for a decent price, why not? So I guess it makes sense just as a reliever for Josh Jacobs, take a little bit off him. You still have Chris Brooks for pass block.
Can I jog another theory out here and just tell me what you think?
I'm excited.
Marshawn Lloyd is almost ready to come back, open his window and come back. And they're just checking the trade value, the market price of other running backs for when they trade Wilson. Make sure they get top value.
You think someone would take Wilson?
Sure.
Okay. You could.
Apparently the Chiefs called about Kamara, and we've talked to the Saints as well. So I would assume we've called about Kamara. If he's getting calls at what is he, 35 now? Come on.
42 at this point.
Like if he's still getting interest, yeah,
it just seems like we want the passing threat.
But I would guess any team that brings him in is going to make him change his number to something besides 23.
Fair enough.
Is that like a thing?
Were you not here that week?
He should not be 23.
Him being 23. I could care less about no. Matthew Gold wants to be 22. Be 22. I don't care. There's something about it. It has changed who Wilson is in my brain.
Oh, you're talking about. Oh, okay. Sorry.
From 31 to 23. Completely different runner.
I miss what you're saying. Yeah. Okay. I know. I get what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. Guys. Yeah.
Hold on. Before we move, so while we were talking, I was bringing up different Packer tight ends, and I looked up Luke Musgrave's stats.
Okay.
And on ESPN, on Luke Musgrave's stats and bio page, latest videos where it has player highlights, Musgrave gets Oregon State back in game with 4th down touchdown. He's in his 3rd year in the league. The number 2, Utes versus Oregon State Beavers, full highlights. Like all of the highlights on his page in which he is a Packer are college highlights.
Now look up Tucker Kraft. Is this just a ESPN thing?
Let's find out.
I'll die if all this show is
just college
stats. College highlights. This is all you deserve, players. I would not be surprised with that at all. But
anyway,
he has ads.
Oh.
Enough people are coming to his page. They don't have to fill space.
They monetize.
He has ads. They're going to monetize him.
Fair enough.
Incredible.
Oh.
I do have a question for you guys. Since we brought up the Achane stuff, do you think, I personally am in the thought that Goody, even if it happens or not, he is looking around for an addition to the cornerback room. So I guess it goes, I know we'll talk about it more later on too, like future weeks, but do you think we see a trade before the trade deadline to bring in anybody, any position value? Position of value, I should say.
We're in every conversation. We're going to make the phone calls.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to, just shake the trees and see what's out there.
All right, Goody. Dan, what do you think is actually going to happen?
I think they have to.
Yeah.
I think there's a little bit of a urgency to do something from Brian Gutekunst's perspective. And personally, yeah, I would go defense before I go running back. Although I wouldn't hate a backfield of Jacobs and Achane.
I wouldn't hate that, but it's to Sanjay's question right there. If it's DT or corner, I would not running back. For me, that's lowest on the totem pole. I would I would take a corner before all of them, and then but second to that is a defensive tackle, maybe a big body for the run game. But I feel like you don't. I think I tweeted too. I don't think you don't make the Parsons trade and then hope it works out. Like if you see a weakness on your team during the season, you're going to try to address it however you can.
You want a running back, you know who's out there?
Jamal Williams.
Absolutely, friend of show.
Yeah, dude. Yep. I thought about that today.
Himself.
I was like, it does not make any sense, but I'll take it.
Yeah.
Is he on a roster currently, or is he just a street free agent?
Street free agent. He worked out for the Buccaneers 2 weeks ago, but it didn't turn into a signing. But he is a street free agent right now.
You want to talk about vibes, man?
All-time vibes guy.
Nothing turns the locker room around, dude.
All right, as True North pointed out, Giants absolutely pissed away a game against the Broncos because why? Took them lightly.
Can't take them lightly. I thought we could get away 1 week.
That was last night. I needed something to watch while Kelsey finished bedtime with the kids, and I turned on NFL Plus and I watched the condensed version of that Giants Broncos game because I had to see for myself how it all played out. Like, how the fuck did they give up 33 points in the fourth quarter? And not only that, 6 minutes left. 6 fucking minutes left. They were up by 18 points and they lost the goddamn game. That's awesome. That's what I fucking love.
They took them lightly.
And you can't do that.
Cannot do it. Let's jump to our bar bets here from our friends at
Do we want to talk at all about your favorite matchup right now of like actual things we're looking for in that game?
Oh, I guess we should probably do that.
A little bit on what's on tap.
It's the most important game.
It's not on the Google
of all
Doc.
time. Dan's Super Bowl.
We all took a drink at the same time. I just want to point that out. One thing for this game, I'm just jumping in.
Yeah,
the one
Jimmy,
part
take
of
the
this,
floor.
the one part of our defense that has struggled the most this season. We saw it from the Cowboys game. Joe Flacco even did it a little bit last week with Brissett, not as much. What seems open every single time is anything under 5 yards. The quick game is just there. And you're going against a quarterback now, like Rodgers gets the ball out quicker than any quarterback in the NFL. If that's changed in the last week, he's definitely top 3 in release time for quarterbacks. And he will take the quick game as much as possible. And that's where we're giving up everything at this point. And as much as he wants to hunt the big go balls to DK Metcalf and all that, like he will just little bit at a time down the field. He's such a savvy veteran at this point. Like he's not going to get over himself and be like, I need to throw a 30-yard bomb right now. And that's my one worry is like our weakness is quick game. Rodgers is the king of that right now. And the defense has to show we can handle that at some point, because even this last game there was one pass it seemed like the only time we could stop a quick game throw is when the Cardinals messed up themselves. Like that miscommunication between McBride and Brissett, where Brissett thought he was going to settle in his spot and he just kept going and the ball was behind him. So it turned into a 4th down. Like those or even the Bengals game where drop passes on those quick slants. It seems like we're bailed out by just offensive mistakes. And we settle a lot for like, yeah, make a 4-yard completion and we'll stop you. But Rodgers will take that all day.
Well,
so that's one part I'm worried about.
Because apparently the Steelers mess those up because Aaron Rodgers is always screaming at his teammates.
Didn't say that.
There it is.
I think, Jimmy, what I think there's a difference between getting bailed out by offensive mistakes, and I think that's kind of what you're pointing to is how this defense is designed to work at times. Is they keep everything in front of them. They don't give up big explosive plays. And they tell offenses, you need to start at the 20 and go 12 plays and be perfect 12 plays.
They start no closer than the 35.
35, wherever.
I get what you're saying, but I
you know what I'm
I feel
saying? It's like
Yeah.
they force you to be perfect every single time. And if they're not getting the takeaways, what their success is coming from, offenses just statistically can't be perfect every single time. And so they're kind of playing into that law of the averages. But I understand what you're saying with Aaron Rodgers, though. He's kind of a bit of a cheat code when it comes to that.
And we've seen that with a couple, even the Cardinals this last game. Like they took, and it only turned into 3 points, but their first drive was like 7 minutes. They did a long drive. We were able to get some points off of it. And I think with Rodgers, like he is steps above, even at this point in his career, steps above a Jacoby Brissett. And like if there is an opportunity where they can hit the deep ball, he will. I just think it's a dangerous game to play with a quarterback that even though he's 41 at his level right now of like do the short game, he'll take it whenever he can, but he also will make you pay for the one time you make a mistake. It's just we've gotten away with it with some of the quarterbacks, but then we look at Dak Prescott. We did not get away with it that game because they also beat us on some of those deep shots because Dak was playing a hell of a game. So it definitely works, and I agree it is. You kind of play law of averages at that point, but when you play those top quarterbacks and offenses, not that the Steelers are at the level of the Cowboys on offense, but it doesn't pan well for a stress-free game like I'm finally hoping to have after 4 weeks of like what the fuck is going on.
Also, Nate Hobbs is going to have to tackle DK Metcalf at some point.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
that's just going to be awful. Like, put him on a poster.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's why a lot of the pressure still like this week falls on the offense, because you have to go toe to toe with the Aaron Rodgers led offense that doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Your defense isn't forcing a lot of turnovers. You can't afford to have a slow start in Pittsburgh. You can't afford to have drives that get clunky and don't do anything. You have to make the most out of every offensive possession to give your defense that margin of error on the flip side, because they're going to need it, because Aaron Rodgers will make you pay.
I feel like we've been saying this every week. I think something that would be really important in this game is a Matthew Golden breakout game. Also, because Aaron Rodgers never had a first-round wide receiver to have that first-round wide receiver.
I'm
just go off. Also, I think the other big thing here, like we said, he does, he can dink and dunk and take his little bit here and there. It's still going to be great to see this defense just beat the shit out of him, isn't it? To see a guy like Parsons, that they never went and brought in somebody like him, right? Just go at him. And to see Rashawn Gary, who was here but never playing at this level, just go get him. And then blitz Quay Walker, because they never had middle linebackers for him, and just go get him. And Devontae Wyatt, because he didn't do anything when Rodgers was here with him, and just go get him. And just all day, just different dudes hitting Rodgers.
Add Edgerrin Cooper.
All day.
Add him.
Oh, and Edgerrin Cooper, but that's just what he does. But just these guys just hitting Rodgers all day. Going to be incredible, because that's what Dan needs.
I was saying that's Dan's wet dream right now.
I know. I was trying to get him to come while I was doing
I'm
that.
half staff. Yeah.
That segment brought to you by Load Boost. Are your friends pervert?
Sal Pimento.
Yeah, Justin, spot on. No cute plays this week. Let's run
my
third down pitch play.
My one concern with the hits is we've been getting a lot of pressures. The quarterbacks have been getting the ball out quickly. And there's a lot of plays where, as the camera pans away with the ball, you're seeing that quarterback get shoved. And there aren't calls, but we're playing Jacoby Brissett. We're playing Joe Flacco's not going to get those calls anymore. Dak is Dak. He's not going to, we haven't put Joe Flacco again before that. There haven't been those guys. Rodgers is a guy that the Shield will throw those flags for. And I just feel like
especially at home.
and I feel like at some point there's going to be a real questionable roughing the call penalty, and it's really going to piss me off.
There's been a couple times if quarterbacks I'm like, oh, we're pushing it pretty
Yeah.
close.
That's what I mean.
It's almost every
Yeah.
fucking week. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, oh gosh, dude, you were lucky that wasn't a penalty.
Yeah, like as the camera pans and the ball's moving, and it's like, oh, incomplete, but there's probably a 15-yard flag on this one.
Yeah.
You just watch, waiting for the graphic to pop up.
Like it does kind of argue, does Micah Parsons get the benefit of the doubt because he's so good?
They're like, we're not going to call holds on you, but we'll let you hit the quarterback.
We'll let you get your shot in there. All right, let's jump into our bar bets here, which I am just absolutely smoking at the moment.
So I don't believe we properly set this up last week, and then I actually didn't tweet it out. So one thing we're going to do with these, like we said, we are getting them from Prize Picks. We're going to tweet them out tomorrow. Let people vote on each of them. However those votes end up, Jimmy's going to put Hadley's college savings into a parlay for that every week.
I'll put Winston's.
You don't have to save any money for that kid. You know
exactly.
That's a bail fund.
His ass isn't going. Yeah.
That's get Winston out of jail money.
For real.
All right, so yeah, bar bets from Prize Picks here. Jordan Love, they have at 1.5 passing touchdowns. Where do we fall on that, Jimmy?
If it was any other game, I would say under, because it's just Josh Jacobs eat. But it is a Rodgers game, and as Dan said, most important game, playoff, Super Bowl, or whatever in Packers franchise history. So I'm going to go 3 Bakhtiaris over 1.5 passing touchdowns.
Todd?
5 Bakhtiaris over. Jordan Love will never be able to live with himself if he doesn't outperform Rodgers in this game, per Dan Kotnick.
I'll split the difference. I'll go 4 Bakhtiaris over. Yes, just because I think Jacobs in the running game still struggling, and maybe we didn't talk about this, but is Christian Watson gonna be
on that turf, on that field?
Yeah.
Maybe put him out there just to run a couple of routes. Just get out there and feel game speed, and then get right back over here. We're not throwing you the ball. That field is awful.
He's like, jog straight. You're still faster than half the players out there.
Yeah. Remember that 80% speed that you ran most of your plays at North Dakota State? Go do that.
All right, let's go to Josh Jacobs, 68.5 rushing yards. Todd?
Oh.
Sorry, I just love the 5 Bakhtiaris already.
Yeah. I'm going to go under. It's strictly rushing yards, right? I didn't look at the graphic.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm going to go under. He's been getting involved in the passing game a little bit more, and by a little bit more, I feel like he's had 2 catches in the last few games. And maybe it's just my dumb brain saying, like, running against the Steelers is always just a tough thing. Their defense isn't as good as it traditionally is. I think that's probably a pretty good spot, 5 under.
Yeah. Jimmy, it looks like you want to go.
I didn't know.
You looked like you're about to. I mean, I'll go next. I'll say 3 Bakhtiaris under as well. I think with Cam Hayward is still on this defense in the middle. I know TJ Watt is not like a traditional run stopper, but the defensive line is still, pretty decent for the Steelers. And until we see the big Josh Jacobs breakout game on the running side, not just like total offensive yards or anything, I don't know if I can trust him getting that many yards, especially if we're going to see a game from Jordan Love, which I hope we see. So, Jimmy.
I am going to do complete recency bias and ignore the 10-day break and short game that they had against the Bengals. But Chase Brown had his best game against the Steelers that he had all season. So I'm going to go over 5 Bakhtiaris. I think I think we're going to continue some of the success. I know it wasn't the yards we wanted last week, but still 2 touchdowns. I'm just really manifesting it to being a thing at this point. So I'm going to go over 5.
All right.
Jimmy talked me into it. I'm doing that too.
Nope, too late. Too late.
All right.
But for real, Matt, I'm taking
No,
the
it's
over.
not. It's still too late, Matt. You are the decider. It's a no.
Our last one here for Quay Walker, getting at least half of a sack this game. I'll start it off. 5 Bakhtiaris over. I think I've been hammering the table, asking them to blitz Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper up the middle more because it works, especially when Devontae Wyatt has been out. They need something from the middle of that defensive line to get in there and get pressure. And Quay Walker and Edgerrin Cooper do a great job of doing that. And I think they're going to continue doing it with both of them. So, yes, give me Quay Walker with at least half of a sack. Todd?
5 Bakhtiaris over. The only thing I love more than watching Quay Walker find a hole and just fill the gap is just looking at Quay Walker's sack.
Thank you, Todd. Jimmy?
Yeah, I'm going to – this is strategically as well, but I'm going to go 3 Bakhtiaris under in the sense of if we have Devontae Wyatt back, I'm going to hope I'm going to bet that they hope to get pressure with 4, maybe blitz Edgerrin Cooper a little bit and try to drop more people back in coverage to stop the quick game. So I'm going to go 3 Bakhtiaris under.
You know what, Matt? Jimmy did not talk me into it. I'm going to stay.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Because I didn't convince him, I'm changing mine. No, I'll stick.
Finally, guys, Bill Melton pass breakup this week. Does it happen? Would be fucking hilarious if this was the game that he got back.
I want to so bad.
I want to pick 6 off Rodgers.
You wouldn't see me again. I would be dead.
Yeah, it's that COVID shot.
Sorry,
I would say no.
A Bo Melton pick 6 off Aaron Rodgers.
Say yes,
to win
coward.
the game. Oh God, he's the 20. The 15.
Stop. This is making me so uncomfortable.
Orny?
What?
5 Bakhtiaris, no.
Yeah, I'm following that.
Yeah, 5 Bakhtiaris, no. But we can dream. We can dream. Thank you guys for joining us here on Lombardi's Bar today. Hope you had a lot of fun. We'll be back again next week. Well, I guess we haven't decided yet what next week is.
If it's next week,
right?
it's just Dan and I on Thursday running solo.
Yeah.
Even producer Matt said he doesn't want to be around for a Thursday show. So
yeah, next week we're gonna move from Wednesday to Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. So hope to have you guys all stick around and join us for that in the middle of what's the Thursday night game that day?
who
Be
knows?
curious. What
Probably
do we?
shitty.
Good question.
Well, they're all shitty because it's Thursday night. But regardless, we'll be here in the middle of that. So hope that you guys join us on Thursday next week. For everyone in the chat coming in, hanging out with us, making it a lot of fun to talk with you guys all. So thank you for doing that. For Jimmy, for Todd, for producer Matt behind the scenes, everybody, I'm your bartender Dan saying cheers. And as always, go pack up.
Baltimore at Miami.